it don't stop here. Traffic lights, we going, know the time until the clock hit. Bands on roll, we doing digi to the whole block clear. Yo, what you got there? Oh, did you not hear? Indies taking over and we got the whole shop, yeah. Her, she wanna know me better, but I'm on the top 10. Gotta match my energy, you see I'm in the top 10.
Welcome to the BAGZ podcast with your boy D
and Henry.
And let's go ahead and jump right into it.
All right, D. So, man, first off, before we get started, let's go ahead and jump right into that Monday night recap. What the hell happened, bro?
Trash. That's been the story of the season all year. We can't put a game together. Period. We just can't. We can't start a game. We can't finish a game. Coaching's trash. The players can't catch the ball. We fumbling, penalties. I mean, you just name it, bro. And it constantly happens.
It's a continuous thing that's happening, and I know right now the whole controversy is with Mark Ingram stepping out of bounds. I know we've seen him different angles on Bleacher Report, Twitter. The dude had plenty of room. Hurt or not, the play before it looked like the dude had a season-ending injury, and then all of a sudden he's magically back in the game.
Yeah,
that doesn't make no sense.
You got to make that play. You're a Heisman Trophy winning running back, first round draft pick. You've been in the league, seasoned vet. There's no excuse, man.
There is no excuse.
You know, as a veteran, the time left on the game, who you're playing against, and you know how important that first down is. I know he apologized online on Twitter, but at the end of the day, that's a game-changing play. You got to make that play.
And the thing is, that's not the first time we heard that from Ingram, right?
Yeah.
So last time we played the Bucks, what'd he do?
He fumbled. Jared Cook 2.0. He did it.
This dude is, like I said, it's not his first rodeo. Coughing up the ball or making a play to where it kind of changes the whole game plan or the whole way of the game and how that works, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, you know, everybody got love for Mark, right? Like, let's don't get it twisted. Like,
the energy's there, bro.
As a fan of the Saints, you love Mark Ingram, right? You love Mark Ingram. You love the energy he brings. You know, he brings that hard running style. Him and AK, boom and zoom. But at this point in time, I think this is it.
That's it. And you could kind of see his as a Saint over the last few years, his yards per game are kind of going down to 1 to 2 yards per game. And that whole game plan with him at running back, I felt like it was almost a 50-50 split with AK. You know, considering the dude hasn't had a TD in the last 4 or 5 games, and he has a record on the line right now for the Saints to tie Marcus Coaston, and they're not even trying to give him the ball. What's going on?
And the thing with AK that's crazy is that, you know, a lot of people coming hard on AK, saying basically like, oh, well, he not been playing well and he hadn't been doing good. But, I mean, if you look at the play calling, we're not throwing screens. We're not doing we could do read options with Taysom. I mean, you got to get AK in space. He's one of the most elusive players in the NFL. And what are we doing? Halfback dive. We running that shit right up the middle, bro.
It doesn't make any sense. So Ingram is the power back. He's the one that gets that ball up the middle. They kept running AK up the middle and kept doing the screens and the passes out to the flats to Ingram.
AK. I mean,
to Ingram. Yeah, Ingram, and he's not the catching back. Yes, he can make plays out there and open, but he's not that elusive player that if that was AK making those catches, this whole ball game's different, right?
Yeah, and it's frustrating. You know, I know you guys out there, y'all are frustrated. I'm sure they're frustrated in the locker room that they can't piece things together. And then you got this elite wide receiving core that can't come down.
Bro, tell me what happened. Man. So Landry had that pass over top that Dalton actually threw a good pass and had Landry over the top for an easy TD. What the hell happened with Landry, bro?
I think he tried to make that one-hand circus catch. And he said it himself. He said, you know, he could have laid out for it. Too much ego, man. You gotta dive. You gotta get 2 hands on that catch. And Landry was probably one of the best signings for us because you're getting a wide receiver that's a veteran, that you know, LSU guy. Everyone was hyped. Yep.
We've been trying to get LSU people for the longest time, and I feel like we finally got one. And you know, he's been out for most of the year. We finally get him back, and we need him in key plays, and it just wasn't happening.
Yeah. So.
Oh, not to mention Olave. Come on, Olave.
Yeah, you got.
Bro, Olave he had a key drop right by the end zone. That should be you know, first and goal right there. Olave, that was his first drop out of what, 75 touches?
Something
75 catches like that. Come
on. We've seen him make drop passes even though they weren't a drop. We saw that last San Fran game where they called it an incomplete pass.
Oh yeah,
but
true.
You know, the thing is with him, he's going to be wide receiver 1 going forward. I think the fan base, we're not upset whatsoever for using that first round draft pick on Chris Olave. He is that guy, Rashid Shaheed.
Oh, that boy Shaheed. Hey,
come
keep an
on.
eye on that man. That man, hey, D been calling it from the beginning of the season. He told me to keep an eye on him. I looked at him. This dude he's a beast, bro.
Yeah, he
Special
is
teams and
everything
receiver
that we
finally.
needed. He's everything that we needed in this young group. And, I think the future looks good as far as our young talent. Alante Taylor, Rashid
Been balling.
Shaheed, Olave. We got some pieces. It's just we know that we don't have a lot looking forward to the draft with no first round draft pick.
Yeah, for sure. And the whole thing with this whole season, D, is man, we had a lot. I know teams have like up and downs and stuff like that, but I feel like our team got a whole bunch of downs, bro.
Yeah, and that's kind of like a recap of last year. We saw how many injuries plagued us. They finished 9-8, and this year we got 4 wins underneath our belt under trash Dennis Allen. I'm gonna put that extra emphasis on the trash.
Trash.
I mean, I know that coaches coach, players play, so you got to put some blame on the players. But at the end of the day, Dennis Allen is that guy, man. There is no energy there, man.
I would say so. If we go back and look at Dennis Allen's record, even with the Raiders, what was his win percentage? You think?
Oh shit, man. It couldn't have been good. I think it was 4-12 back-to-back seasons.
He was 32% win. I think he was 12-37 last time I looked. And that's not even counting the rest of the season, what games we're going to win or not. So the dude already has a track record of not winning games. He's not a winner. Defensive coordinator, whole different ball game. But as we know,
Yep.
defensive coordinators have not transitioned well to head coaches, right?
At least this year for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And the thing with Dennis too is that, you got your 4-12, your 4-12, and everyone say, oh well, that was a long time ago. That was with the Raiders. A lot of people understand that. Jamarcus Russell was your QB. You had a not a very good team or GM to work with. So I think that is what kind of bought him that pass to become head coach of the Saints with his experience there. But, sometimes, man, numbers don't lie, bro. You are who you are. If you got 4 wins in back-to-back seasons and you get fired for no wins, and then you turn around and you get a Saints team that has multiple top 100 players, injured or not, it doesn't matter. You got a nice Super Bowl caliber, honestly, squad outside of the quarterback position. 4 games. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's
49.
unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And, like you said, the Saints have been a playoff contender year over year. We all know that. High-powered offense. Defense has been top in the league last few years. And as soon as he drops, from defensive coordinator to just running the, head coach position, we see an immediate drop-off on the defense. We're giving up 300 to 400 yards a game. That's just unacceptable, man. The sacks have dropped. We're not getting so many sacks. We only have like 3 picks on the year, So it's not unacceptable.
The turnover ratio is horrible. But over the last few weeks, we have seen the defense step up. For sure, the beginning of the season was rough. And I think Dennis was having too much on his plate. You got to learn to be able to let the other guys, who was it, Chris Richard and Ryan Nielsen, take over some of that and focus on coaching the team as a whole. Rather than, I know defense is his baby, and like I said, the last few weeks we've been doing a decent job, but is it me or is like when it's crunch time and we really need to stop, this team always gives up the big play. That prevent defense kills us.
We cannot get up the field on third down. That's what it is. So
We can't.
it could be 3rd-and-1. We're giving up, pass interference, offsides, holding, whatever the case is. Our third down percentage on defense is horrible.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
It's trash, man. And I think back, okay, we go to Minneapolis Miracle. 1 stop. That's the game. We go to 2018. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't want to bring that up. The no call. But let's not forget, they made that deep pass to Brandon Cook that put them in position for that game, too. We go back to the push-off game. Deep down pass to Adam Thielen. I mean, it's like when we need our defense to come through, they can play well all game. But when it comes down to them final seconds, how many of y'all actually are confident that the defense is going to close out the game, or are you kind of predicting ahead of time that they're going to fumble it somehow? They're going to find.
I feel like most Saints fan nowadays, we already know, like we already prepare ourselves for the worst, right?
Yeah.
It comes down to the last 30 seconds, minute, and we're already like, I'm gonna cut this damn game off.
Yeah.
Because you already know, like something ain't never falling our way. Something gonna happen. Somebody gonna pass interference. Somebody, whatever the case may be, somebody gonna make a lucky catch. It always happens. Even going back to the 49ers game when Vernon Davis hit us on that deep pass in the middle, ended us too. Yeah. It always happens, guys. Yeah. We got to figure out a way to overcome these, man. It's hard being a Saints fan right now.
You would think we would be numb to this stuff, right? But I think that's part of being a Saints fan is like that passion, right? Like we some of the most passionate fans in the NFL, hands down. And no matter how we lose or whatever, we still stick around. We're toxic, bro. We
toxic, hey.
We toxic, dog.
Hey, they really testing the loyalty of the Saints fans right now. We trying to jump on Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes bandwagon. Hey, we trying to root for what we can. Hey, we got the Pelicans still. We trying to do what we can do. You know.
But at the end of the day, too, we got to look at our offense. We got to look at Pete Carmichael. Now, in Pete's defense, I will say, because don't trust me, I don't want Pete Carmichael to be our offensive coordinator. But at the beginning of the season, if you remember, he did not want that offensive coordinator position at all. He said that he didn't want the job. They interviewed a few candidates, and then they turned around and I guess asked him to be the coordinator, and he took the job after. So I don't necessarily...
His heart probably wasn't there, yeah. I don't think his heart wasn't there. He took the job because it was available and it was there. Maybe he couldn't find something else.
Continuity.
It wasn't... The availability for another job probably wasn't there, so he just hanged on to it. And that may play a part on why our offense hasn't been as productive as it has been, right?
Yep.
I feel like our plays are real bland. We're not getting creative. We're not doing like any of these reverse passes, things that have, won us, or made the change of pace in the game.
Exactly.
We need those momentum swings, like halfback passes, reverse, down the field passes, things like that to get the defense off balance, right? And I feel like we haven't been doing that. Honestly,
we haven't. Probably the worst play call, man, I've ever heard in my life. It's 3rd and 1. We got Taysom Hill in the backfield that we could just pound it in, even if we have to go for it again on 4th down. We're going to get that
sneak,
first.
just under center, go and just run it up. That's an easy first down. At least 90% chance he's getting that first down.
But what do we call? We call a slant to Marquez Callaway, who hadn't played in multiple weeks, not because he's hurt, but because he was just in healthy scratch. They felt like he wasn't a good part of the game plan. You throw a slant to Marquez Callaway on a 3rd and 1.
That's number 4, number 5 receiver on the team too.
Come on, dog.
So when that play happened, I was already a little shook because I saw Olave and Landry go to the sideline. So I'm like, it's a run play, automatic. Okay. First mistake, you got your top 2 receivers out the game, right? I don't even think AK was in the game, anyways.
Yeah,
he was in the game actually.
Landry was there. Landry was on the bottom. But the play was designed a quick slant. It was like right off the bat.
But even with that, with the game on the line, the clock's running. Why do we throw a pass on 3rd down and stop the clock?
Yep.
With them having 3 timeouts. We need to burn all those timeouts. That one play for 30, 40-second burn off on time could have been the game changer because look how it ended. Yep. They won with a few seconds left on the clock, 4 or 5 seconds left. And that's the difference in the game plan. So I still blame Ingram, though, because he ran out of bounds too early. Yeah, he get that first down. This may be a whole different ball game. So
they showed the... I think it was Nick Underhill that posted it. I'm not sure who else actually came up with it, so credit to them for that. But I think it was like 97, almost 100% win rate if Mark Ingram gets that first down. All he had to do was fall forward.
And people are saying, hey, he was injured, so he stepped out. So you tell me, if you're injured and you're running and you pivot to go out of bounds, that puts more stress on the body than just running forward and just going straight out of bounds at the trail he was already at. Yeah. That was an automatic first down. The linebacker wasn't closing on him just yet. He could have easily went out. And if he would have got hit, it would have been a penalty. We're looking at 15 on top. But, Ingram, he'd be out there throwing a game.
They showed this picture of him running out of bounds, and he had his left hand out, but he had the ball in the right.
Something wrong with this dude.
Shout out to whoever put fuck my life. He stuck out the wrong arm, dog.
Hey, bro, like I told you, man. The Saints, they teams go through up and downs, but the Saints got a lot of downs right now. The only thing we getting up is we getting upset, bro.
Yeah, upset. There you go. But we're here now on the bye week. What's done is done. Let's not talk playoffs. Let's not talk anything about winning a division, anything like that. I mean, they would need a miracle, and even at that, I don't think we could finish off all 4 of these games with wins. You would also need Tampa to lose out, which that's not going to happen either. So. I think we move now until the upcoming games. What do you want to see on these after the bye week?
So I know we got Atlanta. We're playing at home against the Falcons. They still have a chance at playoffs, so we know they're going to give it their all. I'm kind of curious to see how the Saints play this. Do they ride out Dalton, being 4-9 or whatever his record is as quarterback? He has like 7 or 8 interceptions, so they can't blame Winston.
Yeah. Or
do they just say, hey, let's go ahead and put Winston in and let him finish out the season? It's already too late and we out.
And no doubt Winston should be the guy. And the reason why I say this, some people agree. Well, actually, most fans agree as far as the threads that I've seen. We've seen enough of Andy. Like, he is not signed to next year. Jameis actually has another year on his contract.
He does.
So we want to see Jameis. We want to see Jameis with Olave or Rashid Shaheed. I mean, we want to see him make these big plays because I don't know about you, dude, but these games have been bland, bro. Dink and dunk.
Boring, bro.
And the
That's not
most
a-
exciting player hadn't even been on the field very much, which is AK. He's splitting snaps with Mark Ingram, and he's not getting the ball in open field. So, as Saints fans, we're used to seeing these explosive plays, even if it's a short pass. Like, we really haven't seen it. Like, I mean, mind you, the 49ers game, we got shut out.
Yep.
I mean,
Think about it. So you go back to that Green Bay game. You can you got a screen out to AK for a 1 yard catch, 2 yard catch. Let your playmakers make those plays, break those tackles, take it 60 yards to the house, right? Going back to this game on Monday, I felt like we left some plays on the field. So Andy had a deep ball to Olave on the sideline. He also had another deep ball to Rashid. Ball was out there nicely, but if it's Winston, that ball is over the top. That's a TD.
yeah, that's a walk-in TD. And
Like-
I think that's what people fail to see. Andy will make the throw, and if you watch Shahid's interview, he said, I felt I had to make an adjustment.
He did.
To Andy's
He turned his
ball.
whole body around to make that
Yeah.
catch.
If you hit him in stride, that's a walk-in TD. That's points, and that's the thing. We're not getting enough points. We're kicking field goals because we can't finish drives. With Jameis, he gives us that over the top. Now, has he learned? We don't know because we haven't seen him fully healthy maybe since week 1, and even at that, he was a little banged up.
Yeah, I went back and looked at this game, this game, and also last week. And the offense has only put up 1 touchdown in 8 quarters. I mean, we've been kicking field goals. Even in this game too, we had the ball. Even on that 4th down, we're on the 44.
Yeah, you gotta
we gotta
go
put
for it,
Lutz,
bro.
You gotta put Lutz in or go for it on 4th and 1.
for it.
Yeah, just
Hey,
go for it. Sneak it
fourth
again,
down.
or kick the field goal. Whatever you gotta do.
I saw this one stat that they were saying they were comparing Sean Payton on 4th down and Dennis Allen, and Dennis pretty much kicked all field goals. Where I think Sean went for it like 24 out of 29 times or something like
sure.
that. Like, come on, bro. Like, you gotta if you know that the game's on the line, grow them balls, bro, and go ahead and just go for it. You will get more respect from the fan base.
I agree.
For having the balls to go for it and making that push, showing that you want to win, than always taking these field goals and easy layouts. Like, come on.
So as we wrap it up today, man, we got the bye week. Hopefully we get Lat back.
Yeah.
Kind of curious to see what happens as far as our players. Do we just sit some players out to not get them hurt? Save them for next year, or do we put Winston back in? What the case is. So I'm looking forward to it.
Look, I'm going to just tell y'all straight up. Put Jameis in as starter or fire Dennis Allen. Fire Pete Carmichael.
Yep.
Go ahead and let them all go.
Hey,
Clean house, baby.
put Mickey Loomis on that mug too.
Hey, Mickey.
I saw you-
Hey, shout out to old boy who was over there in the suite
Hey.
telling Mickey, hey, we need a chain, Mickey.
We need to change today, Mickey. Hey, Mickey had that backpack. That mean he packed. He got to get out of here, man.
Hey, Mickey looked like he was about to jump for a little bit. He looked
Mickey,
frustrated.
yeah, Mickey already know what's up. He's trying to get He's trying to get out that stadium quick.
Yeah.
So fans come get him.
So we got this bye week coming up. We got a couple of games on the schedule. We'll see what direction the Saints are heading in. If they're gonna stick with Andy and just play this thing through. If we know that they stick with Andy, then we already know that Jameis is gone. Like
Yeah.
he's definitely not coming back, especially if he's eligible to play and he's healthy.
Yep. Yeah. With that being said, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe, and tune into the next one.